Meh.
Well, guys, it's the evening of November 7th now. I got out here a little while ago, about right before 3 o'clock. I've been sitting for a little bit. Still extremely warm for the rut. You know, it's in the 70s right now. I think it's going to stay 69, 68, something like that by the time it's getting dark. So I don't know how much movement we're going to see, if anything, tonight. You know, I'm kind of banking off the fact and hoping off the fact that I see that 10 point again that I saw last night, that real big 10. But hopefully he's out just a little bit earlier today. You know, I sat out here all morning till 11 o'clock and I didn't see a single deer. So, I mean, it is what it is. The rut can be like that sometimes. Not to say that I'm in a hot spot for the rut, but, you know, all it's going to take is that one hot doe to walk by, or that one mature buck out looking for does, and your whole season can flip like that. I mean, so that's why we're out here. That's why we're doing this. So, I mean, you know, it can happen any time. So, hopefully, like I said, hopefully we get that 10 point out here tonight, or the Calypso buck. So, I'm just gonna sit and wait. It's real windy, so, you know, it should play to our benefit a little bit. But just gonna have to keep our eyes peeled. We definitely ain't gonna hear anything before we see it. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm really excited, hoping that buck comes back out. Really hoping he comes back out. Him coming out just 5-10 minutes late last night, just it's eating at me already. So I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So it is what it is. But hopefully he comes out a little bit earlier tonight. Gives me a shot at him. He's a really nice buck. So just stay tuned, guys. Hopefully we see something.
Meh.
Well, guys, I just stuck that 8-point. I know the shot wasn't perfect by any means, and honestly, kind of pretty dumb observation myself. And when I say that, I just mean the reason I didn't shoot him the first time is because I was watching him. I was just really debating, like, man, really wanting to shoot that Big 10, but this is a really nice buck, and you know, and I do love big 8-points, and he was a big mature 8 and had what looked like decent mass and such going on. So I was like, man, the more he was out there, then once he walked away is when I was like, man, if he comes back out here, I gotta shoot him. And sure enough, he did, and gave me an opportunity where he was finally broadside, just quartered away a little bit. But of course, between when I was stopping him, he still took one more step, and he did drop a little bit, so that affected the shot a little bit. But we're gonna wait here a little bit and go look for some blood, and hopefully before the end of the day, we're sitting over top of that big 8-point. That's all I can hope for, anyway. So stay tuned, guys. Hopefully we find him. I know I'm stoked. That was a great looking buck, and I'm not sure that's one we have on camera yet. You know, it's been a great morning. I sat out here and I had a younger 8-point come out on this hill, and he sat up there and was just staring down here and wasn't giving me the time of day, and to come down here, and I forgot to hit the record button on the camera. Had the camera on him, but didn't record it. Go figure. And then did a little bit more grunt calling, and had a 1.5-year-old fork, a little, probably wasn't fork, but just a young buck come in. And then 2 fawns came in, and he was out here chasing them around, and ended up splitting a button buck off from the doe fawn. And he chased that doe fawn in the timber. And then I gave it a little while, and I did another grunt and bleak sequence, and that's when this 8-point came up, kind of out of nowhere. Once again, I don't even know where he came from. I just remember seeing him right on the other side of the tree line, and he was in my lap at that point. Gave me a 35-yard shot, quartering away. And one big thing, too, is there's this little tree out there I wanted to make sure I missed. So I wanted to make sure he got past that. And plus, there's some of this plot screen kind of in my way, too, from that shot. But something you probably can't really see on the camera from the camera's point of view. But, guys, hopefully I made a good shot. And hope I find that buck soon. That's all you can ever hope for. You know, you can't ever be too confident with your shot until you're standing over him, or unless you see him physically go down, which I did not, obviously. He was standing around the edge of the timber. So, I'm just going to hope for the best, guys. You always kind of doubt yourself just a little bit, but thinking and praying that was a good shot and good penetration, and he's down, so but we're hoping. Okay, my arrow's right up here. It almost looks like his footprints just hit pretty hard, stopping. Now to figure out which way he went. Okay, there's some more this way. think he would have went through that.
Oh, I don't know.
Get any here?
Yeah. Over this way. It's weird because it's like I already know where all the blood leads to.
Yeah.
I'm on the head and all stuff, so I'm not really looking at it super hard. There.
Did you find any on that trail out there?
No, I'll show you where the trail leads. And there's blood on this trail here. It leads out here. I found some blood over here. I don't know if the leaves have been turned since then. But and I found blood.
It's like that. He steps on that, breaks it. Unless that was you walking through here.
Oh, I have no idea. That I couldn't tell you.
On the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we found
sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Like Chris's last year, even Rowdy wasn't hard because it was wet, so you could literally see his tracks.
That's true.
He only went 80 yards.
That's crazy.
That's about. Oh shit! I'll just leave you that side. It's one of those things that. I'll show you the one my buddy shot yesterday. He's been tracking for 3-4 years.
Nice looking deer.
That's our good luck. I walked through all those cedars there, and I was really about.
I need one now. What?
Maybe you start lifting.
I think I need to start doing squats.
Okay.
Yeah, legs is the biggest thing right now. You do some straight-legged deadlifts, building them hams. You're like, hey man, do you mind if I come down there with my tractor and a chainsaw and just make a nice little clear cut straight to my property?
Dude, I'm thinking you need to get your truck. Because you're getting through that.
Yeah. I just wonder where.
So we lost his track up here.
Literally right there.
All right. Fun park.
Yeah. Really don't know. Well, guys, we just got the deer back on the 20s. You can see the recovery started off hot. The neighbor called me and said he'd help me look for him since he knows his property obviously a lot better. So it was a lot of help. We went out there and started off great blood. You know, the shot was a little high with him ducking, but still looked like a lung shot when I went back and watched the footage. So blood started off great once again, kind of like the doe I shot earlier this season, but as those high ones tend to do, and it wasn't a pass-through since it's stuck in the opposite shoulder, the blood kind of went dry, and he went out to open a food plot the neighbor has, and at that point, you know, he had some stuff to go to, and I ended up going back to the house and rewatching the footage over and over again and listening to it, seeing what I could hear and what I could see if I noticed anything different, with not seeing any blood out in that food plot, and waited for Garrett and Jessica to show up. Once they showed up, we went back out there looking, and I told them, you know, I'd already been out there looking, so at this point we were kind of basically just looking for a dead deer, hopefully. You know, it wasn't so much looking for blood trails and this and that. We're just kind of survey the area. And luckily we didn't look too hard. We were walking through one of the neighbor's clear cuts and just walking, and me and Garrett smelled something, and Jessica smelled something too. Me and Garrett looked down to the south side of the clear cut where some cedars were. Jessica looked north and pointed out, and he was laying right there. I mean, he went maybe 100 yards. Not exactly sure how he ended up there, but, you know, his chest cavity was definitely full of blood, but, I mean, I couldn't be happier. He's a great-looking buck, and he's not one that I know. After I shot, I looked back, and I do actually have trail cam picture of him in this turnip plot here at dark. But other than that, I have no history with this deer. I've never seen him before, so that's why on the video it took me so long to shoot. I was just judging him, making sure he was a mature buck, and finally by the time I was confident he was mature, he was already walking away. And then when he came back, he was destined to get up out of here, so he didn't give me the greatest shot, and it definitely wasn't the greatest shot, but you know, we got him and I couldn't be happier. It's a great buck, and for only having 20 acres to hunt this year, it's just caps it off right here. It's been a great season.